I think that's really cool. So that is a countdown that you can actually use if you have OneStream Live. It is in the system that you can use as well. 1 minute countdown with some great music, and it beats my countdown that is always counting the wrong way. I don't know what's going on with my countdown. We'll fix it later on, but why not just use what's in the system? OneStream Live has given it to you. So let's use it. Hey, I'm DJ Strick, and you are now in the Streamers Hub. It's Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we get a chance to do some talking about things that concern you. Tonight's topic, do you think live streaming is the future of retail? Something for you to think about. I like this topic, and I'm going to dive in with a few of my friends. I've said hello to everybody, and Erica's in the comments as well saying hello. She can't make it today, so I really do appreciate you, Erica, chiming in. Let me be sure that I say hello. I thought I did. It's not there. So here it is now. There it is. I'm saying hello as well. And Erica, it's good to see you. Erica is, she was in the path of the hurricane and has a power outage and can't make it tonight, but she's still watching at home. So I really do appreciate you always being such a support to the Streamers Hub and to me, Erica. Thank you so very much for that. That being said, I do have some of the guests here tonight, and I want to do what I normally do. I want to talk about a couple of things, make some announcements, and then we'll get right into the topic tonight. Are you someone that is a content creator that is really trying to make this thing work for you, and monetizing your efforts will really go a long way? Check this out. Have you thought about being an affiliate marketer for OneStream Live? It is really as simple as sharing your affiliate link with friends and family and associates that you know could use this system just like you. All you have to do is send your link to them. They purchase OneStream Live, has to be one of the paid accounts. You get 25% recurring commission. Okay? Can't beat that. All right. It's not synced. They said, "Are you having lag time?" It's not synced. I'm not seeing it on my end. Hooray for having internet on a phone. So yeah. So are you seeing a lag from me, Erica, at all? Am I lagging? Maybe just a little bit. It seems as though here. Hold on. Guess what? I can't tell. It looks like it's running maybe a little bit behind, but not enough to really make a big difference. That being said, are you also someone, let me say it this way, that it's like, hey, Strick, I see what you're doing. I'm like Joe Shep, man. I really think I could be a streaming partner as well. Well, guess what? We have room for you. You would like to be a part of our streaming partnership program, all you have to do is send your social media, the one that you have the most friends, the most likes, the most followers, to OneStream. It's content@onestream.live. Send an email to them, and they will look at your channel and say, hey, this guy is pretty cool. Maybe he's as cool as DJ Strick. We want him on the show as well. So again, send your social media stuff to content@onestream.live to be a part of our streaming program, partnership program. It's really that easy. All right. That being said, no lag on Erica's side. I'm hoping that it's not lagging too bad for everybody tonight. There's no telling where people may be watching this. There is a lag that's automatically with YouTube, of course. So that's where I'm monitoring all of this. And with YouTube, guess what? There's a 40-second delay, or excuse me, I say 40 seconds. It's really just like 20-second delay from what I'm doing and what you guys actually see. That being said, I'm going to bring him on, and you guys are going to see him just a few minutes, a few seconds later. His name is Joe Shepard, and he is hanging out with me tonight. Joe, how are you doing?
Hey, DJ, great to be back, my friend. I hope you're all well, and thanks again for being able to join the Streamers Hub once a month from here in Ireland. And yeah, it's all great, mate.
Man, you look really good tonight, by the way.
You're a smooth, that's why you're a smooth man, DJ extraordinaire, entrepreneur, everything, because you say the right things, mate, and that's why I keep coming back.
Well, there you go. All I need you to do is keep coming back. Give us that wisdom that you have from Ireland to help all of us grow as content creators. Now, the Streamers Hub, of course, by being Monday night, Joe, the idea of this is for content creators that use OneStream Live, have a place to go just to get additional information. Okay, so if you're streaming out there and you are a business owner, I always say it like this: you own a business, you produce a product or even a widget. Like all of this information is for you because you should be live streaming. And OneStream Live is it's kind of like a one-stop shop for all of your streaming needs. That being said, no matter what you're using the information that we give you here will help you get to the next level with whatever business content creation that you have. Now, that being said, I actually posted up here where Erica said hello to you, and she's saying some really nice things. She's trying to beat me out, Joe. She's saying that you always look nice.
Oh, bless her. Sending thoughts to Erica and her family and everybody affected over there. I hope it rights itself soon. It's never easy.
It's never easy. That's
so,
true.
Stay safe is all I say to our friends across there.
Joe, you have worldwide friends.
Yeah, we do. We're very, very lucky. Both through a long time in the British forces and UN and NATO, and then through rugby, and then through business, and then now through live streaming and digital engagement. And that's what it really comes down to. What you're saying just then about what OneStream Live give us. They give us the tools, the capability. But, it's all about, I have the three-word expression, stream, engage, thrive. And that's it. And that middle one is what we do. We, as many people know, I set up Live Stream Solutions as a company. But the basis of everything that we do is the live stream virtual studio, which is given to us by OneStream Live. Being able to plan, schedule, and stream out to 45 different, destinations, including your website, because websites are king.
I think so as well.
That's the future, and having that capability is what led me to this. And do the funny thing is, Strick, most of these people, I'd say about 90% of these people that I know across the globe now, I'll never meet, which is sad. But it's also great that we can do this because the world is becoming a much more connected place, but it's very disconnected. Right. Sometimes I feel in the way that we are. So being able to do this, it's a great capability, and we shouldn't take it for granted.
I completely agree. And we have the same heart. We want to help people be able to use the software and also know the trends that are going on with just anything content creation and marketing, and how do you do it? The question of the day is live streaming the future of retail? And I think that this is a really, really good conversation. I have a few notes here, and I know you've been talking about this for the last month, so you have an idea of what you think about it. So someone has a business. So let's just go with the title. We want to make it really basic, and then we can kind of grow from there, Joe. Sure. If someone has a business right now, we're not talking about big retailers. I'm talking about whether you have a storefront or an internet business where you're selling things online. How can you, or do you think it's important for people to be live streaming along with their storefronts or their online retail business? Absolutely.
The answer to the wider question is live streaming the future of retail? No, not yet. Maybe 4 weeks ago, let's put the context to that. I am running a 4-part mini-series for OneStream Live this month called From Tradition to Tech. Okay. And the 4 parts is looking at historically what we've done with traditional marketing methods like print ads, flyers, and brochures, artisan markets, word of mouth, business cards, all of those traditional type things. Mm-hmm. And probably 6 weeks ago when I first started looking at that, I would have had a different aspect of, no, we need people live streaming now. We need them involved in digital engagement now. But the more I started doing that 4 parts, so the first part one was we call it From Flyers to Facebook. Okay. And we looked at, so if you take the European Union that I'm part of, There's 25 million small to medium businesses there. On average, each of those still use traditional marketing methods about 25% of their strategy.
Okay.
So the problem being at the moment is we can't just say to people, excuse me, with the greatest respect, here's a link to OneStream Live. We know it's brilliant. We tell them all it's brilliant. They can see how brilliant it is. But if you give them the link, it will blow them out the water. It's too big a jump. So what we need for them to do is transition. So from tradition to tech, if you're with me. Okay. So what's their strategy now? Now we know that live streaming, then the spin-off to live streaming is the digital engagement. So being able to download tonight's show, for example, and put it on a podcast, being able to write an accompanying blog article for the Knowledge Hub, being able to do 2 or 3 or 4 short 30-second to 2-minute clips from an hour-long show. So that whole package gives them loads more. But how do we get them from point A? And a lot of it is mindset as well, don't forget. How do we get them from point A on the traditional across to where they need to be in the future? Now, with AI in place now, with augmented reality coming, and how do you do things like that? But I love the way that you address the question of it's not a big company. Why am I looking at this 4-part series as small to mediums and especially small to local businesses?
Right.
Because there are so many of them and they all need that help. So part of that discovery is understanding where they are and what they're using. And here's one example. And there's that winning combination. And the winning combination is the meeting of the two. So, excuse me. So it is, what are they doing on traditional? What do they need? Where do they need to be in live streaming and digital engagement? And how do we merge the two? And that's a journey. And the longer you're with them on that journey, the more they're going to stay with you, which means there's more people going to stay with OneStream Live. More people are going to stay with my company as a client, because it's not just a case of we'll do a live stream for you, throw us some money, come back when you need us next. It doesn't work that way. You need to merge business card, traditional marketing method, but what's on this, Stephen? A QR code.
Right.
That is merging digital and traditional. So it then drives, so you use the traditional, or you can do, those pop-up banner things that people have?
Right.
So you can use those, anything, print flyers, brochures, print ads. You can impart some of those digital things in there that starts the transition through. And it gets to that winning combination 5 years down the line. Actually, will we still have traditional marketing methods? I think for some, my mindset is now telling me that we probably will, because there are physical form markets out there that we still need. We'll always have flyers and brochures. They relate to some people. Not everybody will. So I think you're always going to have that, but we'll take them on that journey, as the long-winded answer to your question.
No, I get it, Joe. And you provide a nice counterpoint to where live streaming could be the future. Now, I personally think, just on what could be there, other than a bakery shop, that's in Ireland. They're selling bakery there. They may be able to sell where they can ship to within a day, because, you can't really ship across seas to make a difference. It depends on how it's packaged and all of that, to whether it would stay fresh enough to make sense. But just say someone is selling a retail shop. So they're selling T-shirts. They're selling pants, shirts, hats, and all branded kind of items from a fashion sense. And they have a store in Ireland, but because they're online, they actually have the ability to sell worldwide. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at your good friend, the good Pastor Dre.
Yeah, Pastor Dre.
Great example of tradition and digital.
Right.
Where he's got the physical thing there, but people can go online across the globe, support that Christian community, support that church with the clothing. That for me is, and I don't even know all of what Dre does in his physical form tradition,
Right.
But I've seen his adverts. I've seen the things that, and the same with the digital side. And, so I'm trying to take it there from, you're right, what we can do in Ireland, but what you can do globally. So if you can think local, act global. Or
Right.
think
So, and,
global,
and, and that's
act
exactly
local.
what I'm saying. And live streaming could help because, I can't go into your local store if you're
Indeed.
in Ireland and I'm in Alabama in the States. But if you have a live stream that takes me into your store and you're saying, hey guys, this is the new lineup. Now, if you want to travel here, guess what? This is a great tourist destination, but these are the items that you can actually purchase online. And what OneStream Live allows you to do, we're imagining and doing some programming on the sales link, but we have a feature called Live Sales that you can then put the link. So you're on live, you put the link on, and this is the people, and I'm not saying you're going to get hundreds or thousands of people if you're a small shop, but people that may have come by can now shop, people that you have marketed to, because I do believe that just like there are brochures and flyers that you can make, that you should be also doing Facebook ads. I just believe in Facebook ads, Google ads. If you have a retail shop, you need to be doing some marketing on those platforms because, again, they can get you around the world. But you can also streamline your ad buys to places that you want to be.
Exactly.
It's not all of the United States. You can say, hey, I want to be in the top 10 markets of the United States, visible to those people for my products. Or if you know that you have a niche market that may be skateboarders or grunge kids or, whatever that your retail shop caters to a particular person, you can go to where those communities gather and then advertise to that community. So there's tons of ways of doing this. The most important thing that I've witnessed here in the States, Joe, and over the last 20 years, we've seen the decline of malls, like under one roof mall that you can go into. Guess
Shopping
what?
centers.
Your shopping centers in the States, they're almost all gone. There's a few
Wow.
left around the States, but they're very few in number right now. And we've also seen a decline. So they went from shopping malls to shopping strip malls. So it's an outside thing and you have a door. Everybody has a door. We've seen those, but they've also been in decline. And there's a few retailers that are still across America. There's only a few retailers that are in all of them. Okay.
Wow.
It's the same retailers, no matter what state you go to,
Same
that
here.
are in all of these kind of like strip malls. But from a retail shop perspective, a downtown area, it could be really hard to get people because people are still not traveling as much into the downtown areas for retail shopping. But you can have one of those retail shops. The trend, to be honest with you, is people are buying warehouses, Joe.
Yeah.
And selling online. And
Yeah.
basically they're able to, okay, I'll give you another one. And I stopped myself mid-sentence with this because I think this hits home even more. Right now, there's a grocery store in America. It's called Kroger's. Okay. Kroger's hasn't traditionally been in a lot of markets throughout the states, but they have built warehouses in different parts of the states, and people are now able to order from their warehouse, and just like Amazon, they ship it to you in their own local trucks that are air conditioned and refrigerated and all that other kind of stuff. But they don't have a grocery store for you to walk into, but you can go online and order in 2 to 3 days. You can have that order on your front door.
Wow.
So if they were doing some specials right now, they're advertising. I hear it a lot on Spotify. For me, that's where I hear their advertising, but they also have things on YouTube. So they're spending money in Google in certain markets saying, hey, even if there's not a Kroger's in your area, you can still order from us. And those are things that I'm seeing. Even if Kroger's was doing, just like Amazon, live streaming to build community around, hey, this week we got a 50-cent discount on this milk product you guys have been buying. Now you're going to get a discount on this milk. I think that's going to change across the world how people purchase.
Yeah, I agree. What's still massive here in Ireland, the UK, Europe, is the monthly physical artisan markets. So like craft markets as well. So where you've got food, you've got drink, you've got craft makers and all that, quite big as well. So they do these once a month, but they're also starting an online presence as well. So you can then, so you've got the best of both worlds. One of the things that we're looking forward to in 2025 as a company is being able to do virtual expos where we take.
I like that, Joe.
So many of those physical, so say twice a month, they would do a physical form artisan market. Once a month, we put them on a virtual expo. So people are getting the best of that. Now, some of them will, I love this idea of the warehousing. Some companies, what we're trying to do realistically, Stephen, I think, is help them be more consistent with. So they've got to go on the journey from traditional through to digital. They've got to keep that brand consistency through there the same.
Right.
But also it gives more people an opportunity. Look at this. There's more people opportunity. People would come and see DJ Strick live, do his thing live. But more people can see him every single week at the same time. Know, like, trust. If they then get a chance to come and see you, they can do. So from a local perspective, a lot of small and local businesses will never grow to the size. But what you can do is you can give them the maximum business exploitation in a positive way that they can get from both sides. And I think that's a huge market. Sometimes content creators, sometimes businesses, they want to look at and think, okay, well, we need to hit big companies. No, you don't. I think you got to go the other way. I think what you said is spot on. The way that we are redefining how we shop, when we shop, where we shop, who we shop with, is almost going back to that localized version of that. But ultimately, we need to get them to live stream because there's nothing better. And of course, who better than OneStream Live? Because OneStream Live are the only platform that allows you to then stream directly to your own website.
Right.
So actually, as we've said previously, social media is changing. It's a funnel. If they're on your site, they're going to buy from you.
Right.
More likely to buy from you. So I think that's where we need to get them to.
So Joe, Erica asked a question, and I want to clarify what I've said. She asked the question, am I saying that live streaming will reduce shipping costs? And that's not what I'm saying at all. Live streaming will probably and hopefully increase your shipping costs. What live streaming will do, it could change the way you spend money on actual buildings and brick and mortars. Okay, you can go from a brick and mortar to a warehouse, which is going to be way cheaper to have, but the warehouse is there for you to store inventory. Okay, so a lot of people will have a brick and mortar and a warehouse. So basically, you're taking a brick and mortar and you just put it in a warehouse because your business is now an online business that you don't have to have a place for people to actually walk into. And I'm saying that, Joe, because we've seen it. I've seen it. There are people that have made millions of dollars on TikTok.
Yeah.
And not because TikTok was paying them. Okay. They were making millions of dollars because they produced a product they could then sell using TikTok as a short 1-minute commercial, and people were buying the products up. Now, TikTok figured it out, and they then made a TikTok shop that you can then use the links from the TikTok shop, and you can still make money that way, but you can also make money selling the products from the shop as well. So I do think that trend, Joe, being live, selling live, because I see people do that, all the time. And I think from a content creator, from a business owner, if you can't do it yourself, but you're having an influencer that can go online and actually be live for an audience for you selling your products is a huge thing. Only because of what we're seeing the trend is from TikTok. I don't see it as much on Instagram. I
No.
don't see it as much on Facebook, but there are documented proofs of businesses actually growing on TikTok and people becoming millionaires, and they have a warehouse and all they're doing is shipping out products, whether it's t-shirts or diet pills or protein powders. Those things are just going through the roof right now.
Just a quick one on influencers. I have this real downer on influencers because I think people who portray themselves to be influencers out there, and they're not. They're just a lot of greedy people. Gary Vaynerchuk, who we know well, has stated something a good while ago. The future will be you. People know, like, and trust DJ Strick. They will buy from you. You won't need an influencer, brother. You are the influence. You will be your brand will be you, and all of those things that come from it. So we won't need all of these makeshift influencers. And it doesn't matter how big you need to be. Yeah, okay. What are you going to pay these influencers anyway? We've got a couple of million people following. If that's your gig, then fine. But I think that's changing in the same way as you've just gone through everything's changing. So I just wanted to make that point. I have a real negativity about so-called.
Why do you have a negative feeling about influencers, Joe? Because you're an influencer.
I never classify myself as an influencer in any way. What I do in all of the areas, I tell you what I do is I'm an engager.
Okay.
I'm not a businessman and not an entrepreneur. I have some business tendencies. I have some entrepreneurial ideas. I have some visions, normally 2 steps ahead of where things could be and where it can slot in. Hence, I came to OneStream Live.
Right.
So one of the biggest things, the 2 biggest things I do, one is engagement and putting people together, and joint venture partnerships. That's the future for me, where we find like-minded kindred spirits and we bring them together. So, like, I don't work for somebody, a client, I don't have clients. I have joint venture partners where the people, that's the future.
I like that, Joe.
So for that's what I wanted to clarify, is that not that I dislike influencers. I just think it is a busted myth in lots of ways. And actually some of those influencers, very, very negative, who they are and the way they go about that. They've made millions. Billions. Yeah, you can't knock that in that same. But is that the right message that we want for the next generation? It is difficult enough for the next generation to come through. So become an influencer in your own right, but become an engager.
Okay.
Get people to know, like, and trust you. Then they'll buy from you. Then they'll repeat. Then, so it's that type of thing that I'd rather see. And I think that's where we're going to go.
Well, let me ask you this question, Joe.
Yes, sir.
If you're a business owner, all right, you had a great idea for a particular product or service. You start your business and you want to be an expert at that. With the internet and live streaming and having to do marketing, that may not be what you're good at. Or
Agreed.
in a case to trying to break into a large market like the United States, United States likes people that speak their language the way they do and look like them. So sometimes it could be hard to be, like we are as being a one-man band, to be the owner, operator, and influencer of your own brand because you want to build know, like, and trust. Having people that can speak on your behalf, Joe, I think is age old when it comes to marketing. We do the flyer method, right? Let's just go old school and have a flyer. What would you do? You would buy you would hire a PR firm, and that PR firm would get the people that would actually pass out the flyers. So the flyers are just put on cars, put on bikes, put on poles, just to get people's attention with your name on it. But the owner is not doing that part of the business, right?
No, I absolutely totally agree. And this is where, so for me, when I had the rugby shows, the global rugby shows, in every place we were at, I used local people. So in South Africa, I had 3 South Africans, or an Englishman who lives out there who's involved in rugby. When our Ulster show up, our Ulster rugby show, they're 3 guys from Ulster or connected with Ulster rugby. So it's important. You're right. It's important doing that, but it's finding the right people, and it's this whole thing of most influencers for me will be right. Okay, what do I get out of this?
Right.
Whereas joint venture partners are different. You've got buy-in there, so as you succeed, they succeed, and vice versa. You build this relationship that goes over 5, 10, 15 years. There's too much shortism. There's too much greed going on. And yeah, that might be naive, excuse me, to some people, but finding the right people. You know, if I wanted to do something in the States now, like if I wanted to take the virtual expo concept into the States to test it in a certain area, who would I go to? Erica.
Right.
Because I've got a friendship with her. I respect her. She's a brilliant live streamer, and she's involved in that sphere, and she's known. She doesn't have to be massive, because I have to think. I think we've also got to look at.
Well, Erica's an influencer too. She is.
She is. But again, I don't look at people as being influencers. I look at people who have a standing. You know, so they are potential as a joint venture partner that will benefit us both to go into an area. You with me? I think
I work the same way, Joe. I really do. When I get clients, you know, it's not about the money. It's about whether I feel like I could help them. And in turn, I'm hoping that they feel like they can help me as well. And helping me sometimes is just writing a check. But it's not that I need another client. It's that I like the work. I want to support the work. And these are some skill sets that I bring to the table that I think can help you. So I get it 100%. Good stuff. Good stuff. And I also like a couple of things here. And I'm sorry, Erica has made a couple of points, Joe. And I'm not seeing it here in my chat. So I'm going to have to figure out, let me go through YouTube here, and I can see exactly how she's added to this conversation, because she has a few things to say that I can't pull up. And then I'm going to go down the list. I have 2 lists for us tonight, Joe, for us to talk about. Yes, and we have been yapping for about 30 minutes now with some great conversations, getting opportunity for everybody to see both sides of this. And I'm hoping people are gleaning and learning from what they're hearing today. YouTube, so I can see it. Because I want Erica in this conversation as well. That's if she wants to be in the conversation. I don't know, Joe. We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I've just overlaid
from what they're hearing. All right, that's me on YouTube. So great. It's really not that far behind. Yes, he had a lot of things to say. Let's just go through some of the things that Erica has to say. Having virtual expo is a great idea. So she got that from you, Joe. And she also said DJ Strick is a great brand. I'm gonna have to pay her for that. She said, Joe, you have influenced me to do virtual expo. So you are an influencer. So there you go, Joe. There you go. So let's go down our list really quick. And which one do you want me to do first? So let me just do that. You want me to do these are some ways that live streaming can help retail in the future, or do you want me to go with ways that it won't help as well? Positive or negative? Which one?
Pause.
Okay, let's do the positive first, and I'll go down a list. I think I have 10 of each. So here we go. Direct engagement. You already talked about that. So future of live streaming allow retailers to connect with their customers in real time. You agree with that, right? So thinking about now, live streaming will be growing. I will say this, there are parts of the world where live streaming as a retail business is bigger than others. I think in the Asian market, they are doing tons of online retailing and selling. That's why OneStream Live is trying to enhance their live sales, like the button we can use to add to add the link to your website. It's hard to do, right? I think people that are doing Amazon Live, and I didn't mention Amazon Live, but even Amazon, who has Twitch, is using the same technology to live stream products. So they have influencers or content creators from all over the world that basically have their own Amazon shop that are on a daily basis or whenever they go on saying, hey, here's my widget. Here's my product. You can go into the link and actually purchase it. Let me tell you why. Here's some benefits and the features that you can use, and people are buying that way. So Amazon has picked that up. Number 2, interactive shopping. So what makes what we're doing differently, and I don't know in Ireland if you have this, do you have things like the Home Shopping Network or QVC, where they're selling things online and you can basically just dial the number and order that product online from the television?
You can still get that through some of the channels. I mean, when I lived in the UK, I used to watch stuff like that, and actually it becomes very addictive. It can become very, very addictive, because you think, I'll just go on, and you find one thing, and then you think, oh Jesus, yeah, Aunt Mary could have that, and Uncle Bill could have that,
but there are people, they absolutely know it. There are people. My grandmother was one of them that didn't work, but watched QVC all day and just bought products all day, stuff that she would never use. Like it's just boxes and boxes of small items, kitchen items or whatever. Coats, jackets, pants that she was just buying because she was watching QVC online.
Yeah.
How would you like to add? Now you can either type in a question and someone could answer your question live, not just call in and they talk to one caller at a time, but basically you could be in the chat while those items are being displayed.
People like to feel they're part of a solution, not part of a problem, especially in this world. For some people, an awful lot of people will watch those programs, Strick, because it's the only engagement they may have. So therefore, this is the next best thing to me and you, brother, being sat in Alabama or you sat in North Wexford here, chewing the fat about the world. It's the next best thing. We take that up another level. We put it on Strick's website. He's got a whole pile of stuff. He brings his people from different areas, because we also know that it's not all about the numbers that we see. It's the people we don't see, because there's an awful lot of people watching us.
That's true.
And seeing what we're doing. And they will go on. So we take OneStream Live, we go to their website, rather than just on social media, where we then have to take them from there. And we know that Facebook and all the others, they don't like us doing that, because they don't want us to go away from their channel.
That's true.
But we get them to the website. We then show them what we're doing. The live sales gig through OneStream Live on their site, captured forever. And I think that's really, really powerful. So you're creating a small mini version of that QVC phenomenon.
Right.
And again, I think we have to remember that for most small to local businesses, that's the level they're going to be at. Right. They can't go any real bigger, because it's a huge jump on that tipping point. But if you can get them to that consistency where that becomes the mainstay, transition through. So we're into the winning combination. They're now into our ball game. And of course, the digital engagement stuff, the spin-offs to the live stream studio, just takes them into another realm.
I think so. So let me keep going. I think I'm on 3, which I won't be on long, because we already talked about influencer collaboration. We talked about that. Conversations boost. Live stream shopping often leads to higher conversations due to the urgency created. Conversion. I said conversation. Conversion boost. Because basically you can build a sense of urgency by being live. Hey, this is on tonight. I got this 50% off.
Yep.
And if you have people there watching, it just can take you to the next step. Mobile first commerce. Most people are watching things on their phone. Do you believe that, Joe, that most people are watching this stuff on their phones?
They do. We all live on it. I mean, we're content creators, but virtually all of my work is done on this. And I've got fat, jumbly fingers, which are useful for some things, brother.
I do too, Joe.
But not,
with them.
And look at these eyes. They're 60, mate. They've seen better days. And so, but we can still do it. So,
hey, Joe,
yeah.
I'm with you right here on my desk, and I know yours are probably not that far away. I have my readers right here. Yeah, because you're gonna need them. You're gonna need them. You get to a certain age, and it is what it is. So, I didn't know this, and through some of my other pages and YouTube, watching the analytics, and seeing how many people actually watch on mobile versus
Mainstream
versus the computer is just it's insane. So Erica's saying she's watching now on her phone. I get it. Joe looks good in that small window. It just is what it is. Authentic experience. That's what you were talking about, the know, like, and trust. You're able to build that. And then you do have a global reach. So I said I had 10. That's 7 of the positive things. Let me go down to some of the things that may be negative. Oh, I did have 10. Why did I stop there? Hold on. Let me be sure I'm on the right page here. I may have had it a couple times.
Just while you're looking at that one,
sure.
That audience engagement piece where they can feel you there with augmented reality coming in so much now. The future will be maybe not the adults or the granny or the granddad, but the kids will have them. And I mean, we're all using some variants of some stuff now. These obviously for massage for the eyes, but the augmented reality piece means that you'll be able to go into the shop and try that dress on or try that jacket on. You know, you'll feel that you are immersed. And I think it's that immersive feeling that you know you're the only person in this world. We want to be the only person. We don't care that there might be another 1,000 people or 15,000 people watching. You know, Strick tonight is talk. When you talk to one individual.
That's all right.
And
I learned that from my radio days.
Yeah.
From being
so
on air.
I think AR is really going to change in as part of the next level of live streaming. So, you know, we are so far ahead of the curve that sometimes I think we don't even appreciate it, brother. I really don't.
So, there's so many things that's going to happen with it, and you're right. You know, people like that it is a one-on-one connection with them, and there's so many more things that I think that's going to come in the future. But having the ability for any type of retail, okay, to have a presence online where people can connect with you is going to be important for you. Right. I think it is the future, and we're seeing it from a world standpoint to where people just like you and I, Joe, are becoming millionaires because they have caught on early to that wave and are selling products online that people want to buy. Now, here's some of the negatives to live streaming from a retail perspective. Just to give some balance to this. Limited appeal. All right. Not all consumers enjoy live streaming. People don't. If they're watching TV, they want to binge watch their favorite Netflix thing. They don't want to shop. I get that. It's just like the difference between men shopping and women shopping. Men think, hey, I came in here to get a pair of black jeans. I'm going to get the jeans and I'm out of here. Women's like, well, I want to get some black jeans, but I'm not sure what fit I want to have. So they got to try them all on. You know, it's just a difference, right?
Shops.
Huh?
In 10 shops.
In 10 different shops. In 10 different shops because they all fit different, right? So the other thing is the time commitment. All right. Watching live streams can be time consuming for customers. It really can be. Now, you mentioned earlier, there is a community of people that need their time filled with live streaming and will watch you. But there are other people that may not watch because they don't have time to actually watch the live stream. I get it. There's two sides to it, right?
And that's why the clever trick of downloading the show and putting it through a podcast, because a lot of people will listen in the background or have it on while they're doing other things as well. And then if something clicks in them, they'll have a quick look, or they're like, oh, I'll go back. And I think that's the secret. It's like semantics for learning, isn't it? It's visual, hearing, feeling.
Right.
It's trying to all of those touch points for people, and the more we give them, that's why we're writing a company and blog article, because some people still like to read.
That's right.
So my 4-part series in September, Traditions of Tech, it's got an accompanying blog article which comes out at the end of this week, because that's a wrap up, because it's, again, hopefully it's giving people who, you're right, don't necessarily want to watch, maybe don't only want to hear, but they still want to feel like they're involved. Most people know that they can't escape it forever. They'll complain online. It's like going cashless. It's like this. It's like that. It's going to happen. Some people will make the jump earlier. Some people will get dragged by the circumstances into it.
Let me give you another one, Joe. Inconsistent quality. When it comes to live streaming, some people are good at it and some people are not. All right. The success of live streaming relies heavily on the production, the quality, which can vary greatly. Some people understand lights and cameras and microphones, and some people don't. It is nothing worse for me, Joe, to see a CEO of a company come online and they don't represent themselves as CEO. No. Okay? They don't have the proper lighting. They don't have the proper camera. All of those things make a difference to me.
Yeah, very much so. And you wonder, Strick, who's advising them? And actually, they're paying a whole pile of money to people who don't understand live streaming, I've found. I'm hard on myself. I've only ever watched, in 7 years, I've only ever watched myself back 4 times, because I don't like the way I look. Thanks, Erica. I love you to pieces, but I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. I have too many mannerisms, which actually is a bit of crack, as we say, and it's a bit of fun for live streaming because it's not TV.
Right.
But for a CEO, the serious point for a moment is, you're right, who's advising them? And there's all of these marketing agencies and digital agencies. They've got no idea about live streaming.
That's right.
And they think they can just press a button and go live. And actually, it's cringeworthy.
It is.
Because I then look at a CEO or anybody representing that organization and I think, well, if that's how you portray yourself, I'm not going to touch your brand. I don't care how big your brand is or what influencer you've got. Look, you've sucked me back in again. Is because if it doesn't look that good, then I'm going to feel that you're not caring about the rest of what you're doing in your organization.
So the other thing I want to add to that, Joe, is the second piece, and you kind of alluded to it. We teach as content creators, you really can make a quality video with your phone, and you can go live with your phone, even with OneStream Live, to multiple destinations, is using the OneStream Live app. I'm sharing that information with people, and I wholeheartedly believe it, but you still have to have somewhat of technical experience on how to do it the right way. Okay. So if I tell someone, and it's funny sometimes how people interpret basic instructions. But if I tell someone they can go live on their phone, would they automatically think they could do this and sell a product? And you see my hand moving, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. Like, you need this phone, it needs to be on a tripod, and it needs to be stationary. Okay.
Yep.
But some people will interpret just use your phone as doing this, and they could sell online. So there is some information additional information you need to have, along with sometimes, Joe, from a technical sense and operational, there is some investment that you need to make in sound and lights and in a great camera to be able to represent your company and your product well. Yes, you can go live using OneStream Live and the mobile app to multiple destinations. But even if I use this as my camera, I can use this as my microphone, I still need adequate light. Okay. I still need adequate light, and I need to have this in a position that still makes me look great, because it can. This is actually a 15 Pro. So the best way to do it is like this with the cameras on the back, the better cameras and all of that, but you could do it. But you need to have some information here, some knowledge on how to do it effectively. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know I talked long about that, but I just wanted to be sure that was said the right way.
It's all about professionalism and how you portray yourself. And that comes into the preparation aspect of what you're doing. When you go live, I say to people, because it can be very scary, the thought of doing live streaming. So I'll say to people, listen, high preparation and planning prevents poor performance. Once you get in here, you can lighten up a bit. You know, you can make it personal as if we're in that room together, because it's not a TV. You haven't got people in your ear, blah, 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 blah. But you've got to be professional in what you do. And again, OneStream Live, if you look at all of Eva Smith's stuff, her little sound bites, the how-tos, you know, there's nothing there that we, as a company, as an organization, don't give people to allow you to do that from scratch.
That's right. I like it. I like it. Let me keep going, because I know we'll talk, brother. Me and you, we'll go. So audience fatigue is one. You know, sometimes the increasing number of brands and influencers jumping into live streaming, this is a lot of risk to overwhelming consumers. That's true. Let me go to number 7, challenging for certain products. And not all products lend themselves to to be live streamed. Some items, especially niche and technical products, might be harder to effectively demonstrate and sell from a live platform, which I completely get that as well. You know, this is for particular things. So the next one, potential for miscommunication in live selling or in a live setting is easy for the host or salespersons to make mistakes or say something but could be misinterpreted, leading to customers' dissatisfaction or PR issues. That can actually happen. It really can. Lack of replay value, because it's a live stream. You know, to be honest with you, Joe, I absolutely hate countdowns.
Yeah.
From a live stream perspective, you need a countdown.
Yeah, you do.
But I don't like countdowns because it affects your replay value. If I see live streaming the future of retail as a thumbnail, and it has, you know, it's talking about, it's going to be a discussion about live streaming. When I click that button, guess what I want to see? I want to see people talking about it, right? Absolutely. I don't want to see a minute countdown and have to wait. I want the information. So
but I don't use them. Yeah, people often, a lot of other streamers say, you don't use a countdown, do you? No, I used to, and I've stopped. So what I use now is a thumbnail. And then if maximum, what I'll do is, as my intro, I'll go into, like, for one stream, I've got a 20-second version that I've had the great graphics team do. And that is, so go live, because we know it's like 40 seconds, you know, so it's there. And then either it'll jump to me and I'll give it, great to see you all, Big Joe Shep here on today's show, boom, boom, keep it here. And then I'll press a 20-second, or I'll go straight from the thumbnail into something that's engaging you, capturing you in that first minute. 20-second short video clip on who OneStream Live are. Then it comes to me. And that way I don't have to worry. And so actually on the replay, that actually I think works quite well.
I have seen it, Joe, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it, because yes, it is something interactive that people can watch. They understand that a whole lot better than just numbers on a screen. I love it. I love it. I think we said this already, the lack of replay value and consumer privacy concerns. Live streaming also rely on audience participation, which may damper privacy concerns, shoppers who don't want the public visibility or interacting in a live environment. You get people like that all the time. There's people that'll watch this that would never comment, but they're watching. And let me see if I missed one. Like I said, if I didn't say it, limited engagement. While some high engagements, many streams suffer from low viewership and participation. That could be one. I think that's all of the 10 that I have on the opposite side of it being the future of live streaming, period. Right now, that's just where people are. I do feel like, Joe, as we're getting to a society where people are more and more and more on their phones, that's what they're going to do. Their shopping, That's where they're going to do their entertainment. And you are right to even take it a step further with the VR, the virtual reality headsets that people are going to have. We're going to see the glasses come out to where it is not as so bulky on your face. And all of those technologies, to be honest with you, I believe that some of the glasses may be the future, taking away the need for the phone. Because you're going to be able to see what you would normally see on the phone inside of the glass lens.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, that's all part of the next generation, isn't it? Because you can be sat at your desk, you can be doing something, and in one eye, not necessarily convinced that's good for your eyesight, but that's what people will be doing. Right. You know, they'll be sat there and they'll pretend they're working.
And they're having a conversation or watching TV.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
So Erica is saying that she wants to see us do it with Erica Garcia. Guess what? I'm all down for that. We should have this conversation because Stephanie Garcia, I said Erica Garcia, Stephanie, that's what she is doing right now. Not only is she teaching content creation, but she's also doing some live streaming and content selling products on TikTok as well. So she sees that as a viable option for her and her business, along with what I know people that are selling on Amazon. Now, Amazon has slowed down over the year, but there's still money to be made in that market because I feel like live streaming, Joe, is still in the infancy stage. This is just the beginning. Like what we're doing, we're so far ahead of the curve. If we could hold on and be content creators that know how to live stream, I believe it will pay off. It will not pay. It won't be a year or two. It may be 5 to 10 years where we see more and more live streaming as content than anything else. So as people are sliding through, they're not sliding through recorded videos. They're sliding through live videos where people can actually stop and say, hey, Joe, I see you coming on, Joe. Listen, I'm looking at your profile. This will be perfect for you. Joe, that could actually happen.
I think it will. I think
it's like you're walking down the street in some of these major cities where people are trying to sell you stuff. Like they're in front of their shop, but they're going to walk a couple of paces with you to try to get you to come in. That's where it's going to happen on the phone. And it's going to be so interactive and engaging. More and more people are going to shop that way because if you're on the platform, TikTok, Facebook, or whatever, there are visible things that people can see about you, whether they're friends of yours or not. There's something I can get about Joe Shep. All I have to do is go to his Facebook page, and I know all I need to know about you, and that could be done in seconds.
When you're live in the future, one of the big things that one of the hardest things I think as a live streamer is to be able to host, produce, and direct your own show and do the engagement piece. There's too many moving parts. Right. We know that. So where possible, if you can have one of the other things that we're looking to do now, two things, in fact. So I wasn't going to talk about this, but I know we're all at the end of the show, so I'll keep it brief for once. White labeling live streaming as a service. That's a big thing for the future. And that's what we're looking at now because as a service provider, it's difficult to scale up any service provider. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree with that.
And to be able to, I've got access like you have to some great live streamers, but they can only do so much. I can only do so much. So being able to white label that to an agency, I think is one of the ways that we need to go. But engages. So I've always worked best when I found the right person. If I want to do a certain show, Stephen Strick, right, has far more of a presence. Not only is he far younger and better looking than I am, but he has far more of a presence as a host than I do. That's a fact, brother. You do.
I appreciate you saying that. Of course, I have experience in this. I'm just not right off the street.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if I'm looking for a certain thing, I'm now looking for a front of house host, whereas I can do the production and direction because I know the client will be better served by having you. So you have to take that ego off, right, and and do that. So that's another thing that we're looking at now, where I can find more live streamers that fit the bill. So I could have gone to TikTok, I could have gone to lots of different things, but there is so much business out there that we can help in the future but we've got to approach this in the right way. This whole joint venture partnership thing, the right people for the right job, training them. That's why we've got the academy, putting the right person at the front of house rather than some huge 60-year-old, 22-stone human Tigger off Winnie the Pooh bouncing around is not
Right.
everybody's cup of tea. And I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
So Erica is saying, I think she mentioned this as part to what I was saying of how the future would be. She's saying that that's already in the metaverse where people are on and trying to get people in the door. So I get it 100%. There's a lot of things happening, and you are right. Finding people, understanding your role, and finding people that can fit certain bills that you need, parts that you need, is very important as well. You want to find people that are engaging. You want to find people that are professional at what they do. And I think that will make the difference as well. I think there will be, and there are people that are already great at presenting online, that don't have the nervousness, that can communicate well, visually communicate well, look good, sound good, and are willing to sell their services as white label. You know, I call it like, I'm doing this I have another client, Joe, that basically they're the front person and I do the remote production or just a production. Even if we're in a studio, I'm doing the production side, or if I'm at home and they're at home, I do the remote production for them. It is their business, but they don't have to know any of the technical producing things that I know. All they have to do is get in front of a camera or get in front of the camera that I provide. And that's going to be a big business as well. So if you know how to do this, I really feel like, going back to the phone, I can have 3 of these and have 3 different shots of someone live or recorded talking about their product or service, because I know what I'm doing. It'll be lit well, it'll sound good, and it'll look good, but I'm not using all of the big things to do it. Well, the lights will be big, but it wouldn't be a big camera. It could be done with a phone.
Yeah.
Those are things that I think people need to be mindful of. There's the possibility for us to do in the future. You can't do it, find people that can remote produce it, or just be your local producers that are not just videographers, because people that know video really, really well, they're going to charge you for that. And you're not trying to make a movie. You want to sell a product.
No, you don't have to have that level of thing. And I think that conversation for me tonight has brought out, I'm going to add something in, so I'm grateful for this, add something into my blog article for this series, is the whole engagement piece is going to be bigger than influencer. I'd ask any influencer who is selling a product or recommend a product, do they use it? Do they actually believe in it? If they're not, they ain't an influencer. They're just somebody who's taking money from you.
That's right.
I don't recommend or put my name to any product or service unless I physically use it day to day, and whether that's soap, whether that's coffee, whether that's whatever the case may be. Your engagers in the future are going to be your key people, mate. Finding the right people in that metaverse, finding the people who will, when you're on your website, they will notice people, they can go off almost into a side room through the metaverse and they can engage with them. What was it you were looking for? I noticed you looked at this, because we'll be able to analyze that in real time, and they'll be able to talk them through that buying, creating that personal relationship with them on your behalf. All of those things are the future. I am more excited than a seagull with a stolen chip.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Joe, do me a favor. Tell people how they can get in contact with you for more information about what you're doing, and if you explain to us when your show on OneStream Live is.
Okay, so my show is 1100 hours Eastern time every Tuesday, which is 1600 hours UK and Ireland and equivalent time zones. Actually, this week, part 4 is on Thursday, 1100 Eastern time. And you can get me through livestreamsolutions.org from myself. You can go to the YouTube channel for all the usual channels for Livestream Solutions, and for me on LinkedIn. But OneStream Live, I'm on every Tuesday, and you can go to the YouTube channel there, and my face appears with good-looking people like yourself and Stephen and Eva.
That's awesome, Joe. Well, thank you for your time tonight. This is supposed to be our panel show, and Joe is our panel for the day. But a great discussion on live streaming being the future of retail. Guys, get ready. If there's one thing that we know, in the future, retail will be different.
For sure.
It will be different. So however you get it, thank you for watching tonight. And I'll see you guys next Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Streamers Hub. Times may be changing, so be on the lookout if there is a difference in the time as well. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next Monday.